Welcome back to more of Castlevania Circle of the Moon, where last time we left off I ran around and got a lot of important items. So now it's time to go into the last section of the game, and it's gonna be the observation tower. And you know shit's getting serious when they start playing Vampire Killer. But anyway, with the observation tower, they save all the nastiest enemies for last. And of course we got legions right off the bat. And of course the thing with the legions is that they can curse you. So it's really important just to stay safe distance from this thing. And then just get your shots in accordingly. It is also really easy to get caught off guard by these things, just when they sneak up on you. Let's see, I know there is going to be a hidden, yeah, see right there, it's really easy to land on one of those things. Okay, yeah, I think I gotta stay away here. But yeah, fortunately that does give me at least some chance to, just refill some of my magic meter. But I am glad I did get to this section of the game because, so far I am having a lot of fun playing this, and hopefully you guys are having fun watching it. But yeah, it is important to keep a safe distance from these guys and then fire. And here the axe would be pretty handy, but then again, you do have plenty of things to work with. And I do want to, yeah, there it was. Alright, let's just deal with you that way. Okay, that definitely worked a lot better. But during a practice run, I decided to try and get fancy with some of the ways I was going to handle my weapons. And this is going to be one of them. So what I gotta do is just wait for him. And that worked a lot better in theory than it did in practice. So let's just try this again. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And that's one way I found to take care of these guys pretty quickly and pretty handily, is just to let the Thunderbird explosive just do its magic. So let's just go ahead, and there are going to be a lot of branching pathways in this place, and one of the tough parts with it is that a lot of them have very long hallways, such as this. And this isn't really a hallway, but it's actually more or less its own section. But the observation tower does make up for it by being kind of short, but there are also some very nasty enemies in this place. And also, it does have some great atmosphere when you look at the backgrounds and when you see just how big this stinking castle is. Also, I do wonder if this place has any neighboring castles or anything. Although that would be one heck of a reality show if you had a bunch of castle lords. And then just have them all interact with each other. I don't really know where I was going with that, but I would definitely watch that show. Then again, I don't really watch too much TV anymore, just because there's just nothing good on. Some of the competition shows during the summer, I do enjoy American Ninja Warrior, but then again, during the summer, that's really about it. And I got me another level up. Let's see, for the boss, it is recommended that you're at level 45, but you can beat him without that. And also, to get to the battle arena, it's probably going to be about 55 by the time all's said and done. But I'll explain more on that when we get further into this section. Fortunately, the backtracking isn't too hard to deal with, so I don't think I had to cut anything out. Let's see, do I go? Yeah, I think I've got to go up to find something else. Let me just make sure. Actually, no, wait, this is just going to be one of those branching pathways. And what I want to do a lot in this section is I want to conserve my hearts by using the Pluto and Manticore combination to do a lot of damage to these Minotaurs. And also what Pluto and Manticore does is that instead of using hearts, sub-weapons use magic. So that's going to be really useful when you're... either you have high enough intelligence or you're playing on magician mode. Then you should be alright. But fortunately they do give you plenty of hearts to fill up on if you choose not to go that way. Those evil pillars will turn you to stone, so it is really important that we take care of those guys as fast as I can. Also, what I should talk about while I'm doing some of these backtrackings is that stuff I've been watching on YouTube lately. And this is one idea I might pitch to the Let's Play corner when the time comes. But I was watching a guy just read aloud a Give Yourself Goosebumps book that I enjoyed called The Curse of the Creeping Coffins. And basically what he was doing was he was just reading aloud some of the parts and then letting the viewers decide in the comments like what they wanted to do. And I think if we did like an interactive choose your own adventure type of thing, I think that would be a pretty fun project. I don't know, maybe someone from there's listening to this and we'll just see what they think about it. So let's see, in this section, it's really easy to get caught off guard by these evil pillars. So it's just important to put yourself in a good position here. Yeah, I want more luck. And fortunately, I did pick up a couple of potion EXs, which is actually going to be one very important item for the battle arena. In fact, legions are actually one of the best enemies you want to beat up on whenever you want to get items for the battle arena. But then again, I am getting a little bit ahead of myself. I will elaborate more on that in the next video. Let's see, I think it's the next floor where the hidden spot is. Yep, right there. And fortunately, since I picked up the needle armor in the last part, my defense is obviously a lot better, so at least I can deal with a lot more of this stuff. Because going in here with a rainbow robe would have been borderline suicide with the way it was set up. Yeah, we got ourselves some more hearts, always good. And fortunately, I can take these harpies down pretty handily. Okay, that's definitely not what I wanted. I mean, fortunately, the knockback really isn't that big an issue. But then again, there are certain times where you can fall off of jumps, or they can knock you off of ledges. But fortunately, it's nowhere near as annoying here as it was in certain other areas. Let's see, I think I gotta go down to find another hidden section. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Oh, stupid slow whip. Alright, see, how do I want to deal with this guy? Then again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or if you're Google, if it's broke, break it harder. I don't know, I think that's the motto for a lot of different companies now. Then again, that does bring me back to customer service. I'm beginning to think companies do that on purpose because they enjoy making people miserable. But that's just my cynical mind at work. Now we got some more health. Definitely always good. And also good just in case you did end up getting hit a lot on that section. Okay, I want to take care of these guys quickly. Because with the way some of these evil pillars are set up, it's really easy for some of them to catch you off guard, turn you to stone, and then you end up getting sucker punched by somebody else because you couldn't move. And then as a result, you end up taking a ton of damage from it. And these are very unique enemies. They're called the Dullahan, and they're essentially just headless horsemen, which makes sense with Halloween coming up. And I'm just going to demonstrate the Griffin and Mars attack. And this is pretty useful for taking these guys down in a pretty orderly fashion. So all we have to do is just wait for him, charge it up, and then just wail on him when he shows up. And depending on how long you hold it, up to a certain amount of course, you get a more powerful attack, which I do really enjoy about this weapon. And then you can just take this guy down in a pretty handy manner. And then of course you get to do the same thing here. So let's see, since Halloween is going to be coming up pretty soon, I do know what my Let's Plays are going to be before then. But then again, since it is, you know, school applications and class and all that other fun stuff that I'm trying to do before November, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to do much. But then again, that is one of the reasons why I'm choosing much shorter games that are going to be easy to record, easy to edit, and most importantly, just easy to get through. I mean, really, with the Flintstone Surprise at Dinosaur Peak, it isn't that hard a game. The only thing it can catch you off guard in certain parts, but then again, it really isn't that tough. And of course, you got these shades back. Yeah, see, right here is going to be another important section in order to get some good items for the battle arena. The tricky thing with Alderon is that it's normally placed around some other more obnoxious enemies, such as the Demon Lord. And the easy way to deal with this guy is just wait for him to turn around, jump over him, get behind him, and then just whip the hell out of him when you see him. I mean, that's definitely the easy way just to get some, yeah, see, and then that happens whenever she puts too many vines close to you and you can't do anything. But regardless, okay, we gotta go this way. And that is not funny when you, decide to give me a stopwatch instead. Yeah, jumping around these projectiles is very tricky, and that is why I do it this way. And the Demon Lord does have a pretty valuable item, but at the same time, I am definitely gonna have to grind a lot before I get it. Although I do wonder if I can use different... I don't know, if I could use a different accessory besides the luck ring in order to get it. I mean, I will have to show that off in the next video though, since I really do want to get that item. And now we're going to be introduced to a new armor, and this is going to be the Dark Armor. And these guys are pretty big jerks because they blast these big dark shots, and then also they blast like 3 at a time. That one, whenever the sword's pointing down, that one you can't duck under, but the rest of them you can. So just remember to keep that in mind when you're fighting these guys. These guys also have another very valuable accessory, but that's another thing I am going to show off in the next video. And then I just went against that one. Yeah, as far as jumping over these guys go, you don't really get much done whenever you do that. It's just because they can just fire so frequently and so rapidly that they can end up doing a lot of damage to you. Yeah, see, that had ulterior motives just because I didn't want to get frozen in stone. Just because that pillar is set up so that it can shoot at you from behind. Which is pretty dickish on the game's part. But it's one of those things we must deal with since we are almost at the end of the game after all. And of course these guys come back. Don't really care for them all that much. Yeah, hopefully my attack is going to go up pretty soon. Then again, I only am at level 42. I'm probably, since I'm going to be grinding for items, I'm probably going to be in the upper 50s by the time I am ready to go into the battle arena. But that's something that remains to be seen. Let's see, with Legions they give you Cure Curse and they also give you Potion EX. Two things that are going to be very essential for your survival in the battle arena. So let's see, Cure Curse, you already know what that does, but with Potion... Okay, I guess it's Potion High, where you get 250 hit points back. which is definitely something that's going to be very useful on the way there. And now we get a pretty important enemy. We get the Devil, which is a pretty nasty enemy. It shoots a lot of these dark projectiles, and then it also likes to do this thing where if you get too close it just forms a shield of death. Don't want to get hit by that thing. Unfortunately, this thing's defense is very strong and it's really hard to kill. Let's see, yeah, so I am probably gonna have to talk about more stuff while I'm trying to kill this guy. Okay, I definitely did that wrong. Well, that was stupid. Yeah, so this is why you don't want to screw around too much in this place, because it is really easy to get yourself killed inadvertently. You know, I do kind of want to bring this guy to an end soon. Then again, I am probably going to have to heal. Considering that I have lost about 300 odd. Okay, actually maybe more like 400 or 500 HP just on this part. Oh hey, a toy ring. Always fun. Well, at least I'm getting plenty of potion EXs to fill up on. But there is actually going to be something else on that wall right here. Actually, you know what, while we're here, let's just do this again. Alright, idea, wrong execution. So yeah, unfortunately this is not exactly the easy way to deal with this thing, but it's just one of those things that has to be done. Alright, well that didn't go the best, but he's dead. And evil pillars can give you something like steel armor, but at the same time, when you're at this point in the game, it's really not all that useful. I think I want to stick with this. Alright, that still works. I enjoy that immensely. So yeah, since that thing does respawn, I am gonna have to fight the devil again. But, see, fortunately I will have different strategies. I mean, at least he's gonna be a little bit easier to kill since I am at a better level. I mean, after this, I'm probably gonna have to heal up. So I think I'm just gonna take care of that right now. So I'll just see you when I'm done. Okay, well that was definitely a lot of healing to do. But we're in for a bit of a lengthy backtrack. So one other thing I might as well talk about is how how I'm gonna structure the rest of these Let's Plays after. Okay, well you know what, you gave me an entrance to run, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take it. Let's see, how I'm gonna structure some of these Let's Plays afterwards is I probably am gonna focus on more shorter stuff until December. And then, you know, when breaks there and everything, I mean, fortunately, or hopefully I'll get back to recording the PlayStation games, because there are a few I still want to record. Although I still haven't really figured out how to do those post-commentary, because I'm not really sure if my computer can handle having to do both at the same time. But with that said, it is time to fight the boss. So let's just go ahead and get some extra attack. And I do want to replace that with a strength ring. And now who can it be? It turns out Hugh's here. And then, yeah, just like Camilla said, turns out Hugh's angry at us. Yeah, it was actually by Dracula. But anyway, Hugh's simple yet pretty difficult, and he's also pretty dangerous if you let him. But yeah, the easy way to deal with this guy is that I'm just waiting for him to swing at me with his sword and then just stepping back and then hitting him that way. I mean, that's really the easy way to deal with him. His sub-weapons are probably going to be the hardest part to deal with in the first fight. Holy water is probably going to be the worst one. But yeah, outside of that, the first form really isn't too tough. And also, as far as Hugh goes, there's an old saying that says, "He who fights for glory never lives long enough to hear the songs of victory." And that's one way you send people who are after glory or after identity on one-way suicide missions. And then that way they end up going out as heroes, so to say. Or you just tell them they go out as heroes for a better cause. And then that's how things like suicide bombing happens. Okay, I gotta run from these things. But yeah, with his second form, the sub-weapons are much nastier. And also the, or that attack where he sends all those other swords after you. That's definitely one thing that can do a lot of damage to you. And it also heals him, so that is something you do have to be aware of. But yeah, as I've said before, he was simple, but he is also very dangerous. His attacks can do a lot of damage, and especially the holy water, where if it catches you off guard, it can do about maybe 50 to 80 HP per turn. And it turned out the spell is broken. So naturally, Hugh has to explain himself as to what the hell he was doing. But either way, now that that's done with, we get to go to the final area of the game. And that's because we got the last key, so we can open that door where Dracula is. And we can go ahead and fight him now, but I am actually going to be doing something a little bit different. So what I've got to do is, let's see, I've got to actually go to that teleporter room and then save. And then I am actually going to come back here pretty soon. So let's see, I want this. Now we might as well put this back on while we're here. And see, since I do have to backtrack over to that room, I'll just see it when I'm there. Alright, now that we're here, let's just go ahead and go here. Do want to go somewhere close to a save room. Might as well try that one on the right. Okay, yeah, that's a one. I don't think some of the enemies change. I think that's only after you beat Carmilla where the enemies change. But then again, I don't really remember. Oh, I'm getting plenty of leather armor. So let's see, it's gotta be right here. So yeah, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and call the video. And the next video is gonna be a very special one. It's gonna be the Battle Arena preparation episode, where basically all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around and show you where to get the best armors, the best equipment, best accessories, and also where to find the best items you're gonna need in order to survive in there. So yeah, that's gonna be a pretty special episode. I hope you guys are looking forward to it, and I will see you then.